evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. So happy to have you here listening to all that is awesome tonight. I am so looking forward to having some chatting time with our callers. Looking forward to that very much. It's been a couple weeks since I have been live, and so I am ready to get back into it. So, tonight I have a story for you. Uh, so, I've talked about divine timing in the past, and you ask, well, what is divine timing? And divine timing is being in the right place at the right time for your path. And so, a little story about this. But before I get to my story, have you ever stopped and thought about the people that enter into your life and all of the things that it took to orchestrate that meeting, right? So, maybe you have met somebody for the very first time, and maybe you're in the grocery store and you're in another state, and all of a sudden you meet somebody from your hometown and you think, wow, what are the chances that I am in Baltimore and I meet somebody from Oregon, right? What are the chances? And they're here in the shopping, in the grocery store, and I'm talking to them in the checkout line. And it takes a lot of orchestrating in the background to for this to happen, for that person to be able to be there at those particular days, those particular times, traffic to align, whatever it is. But all, if you stop and think about all the things that it takes to orchestrate something for this to happen, it really is absolutely miraculous, actually. So this story is one of those things. Last weekend, or maybe it was the weekend before, my husband and I were headed to an event. And we were leaving the house much, much later than what we had intended. And we headed down. Traffic was a little slow. So we're making our way to our destination, and we find ourselves in the slow lane. And I thought, well, that's odd because my husband never travels in the slow lane. And we are following this car, kind of just poking along, cruising along. And I'm thinking, wow, this is really bizarre. I didn't question it. I just let it be what it is. And then just up ahead, there is a pickup truck with a very long cattle trailer behind it, and it's pulled off on the side of the freeway. Now, granted, we're going through downtown Portland, and it is 3 lanes, and we're getting ready to make a decision whether we want to go on one freeway or another freeway. So there's a lot going on right here at this particular vantage point. And here's this pickup and this trailer pulled off to the side. And not very much room for this to begin with. So everybody has to slow down to like a crawl, like 5 miles an hour. And as we get there, of course, we're in the slow lane, and there's a guy that jumps out of his truck and opens up the door on the traffic side to get into the trailer. And we're wondering, what is he doing? This is like very dangerous to be out there in traffic. And the door's hanging open to the trailer, and as we drive by, there is a cow halfway sticking out of this trailer. And as we drive by, I look at it, and this person is also carrying a small pickup truck. And the pickup truck has shifted and is now sitting on top of the cow. So, of course, we pull over. My husband runs to the back to help with the cow. And within just a few minutes, we come back, and he gets in the car, and of course, he has cow poop all over him. That's not part of the story, but it is what happened. The interesting thing about this story is, had we not left the house late, had we not been traveling in the slow lane, had we been traveling in one of the other 2 lanes, with flowing traffic, we never would have seen the guy get out of his truck and get into the back of the trailer. We never would have seen that he needed help with a calf, which, by the way, the calf was just fine. They were able to get the calf back up and the vehicle in the trailer secured, and they went on their merry way. Um, but also in that, as my husband is helping this gentleman in the trailer, they're talking about cows and how this gentleman had just bought this cow. And my husband said, "Oh, we have great friends in Canada who own a cattle ranch." And he goes, "Oh, well, who is that?" And they say, when my husband says, "Oh, it's this person." I don't know if she wants me to mention her name on the radio. He goes, "Oh, I know who that is." We're like, "What? Really? You know who they are?" He's like, "Yeah, I do know who they are." So here we are, right, in Portland, Oregon, talking about friends of ours in Canada. And this person that we happen to pull over to help knows that person in Canada. So divine timing, right? It's amazing what happens when everything aligns. We were meant to be there to help that person. We were meant to be there to know that we had a connection of somebody else in Canada. So the timing of it was just fantastic. It was a great story. On top of that, we were so glad to see that they were able to go on their merry way and everything was fine. So next time you run into somebody or something happens, and you think, "Wow, how is that happens?" Right? That is just got to be some kind of a coincidence. No, there's really no coincidences in this life. It's all about the divine timing, who you're supposed to meet, who you're supposed to be with. These are all very calculated things in life. And a lot of us just go, "Oh, well, that was interesting," and we move on. So if you actually stop and think about it and say, "Wow, that was really incredible, and thank you for that experience," you will realize that it was all meant to be. It was all meant to be in perfect timing. So I thank you for letting me share the funny story, the great story, the divine timing story. So next time you have one of those situations, take a look at it and see and think, wow, what did it take to orchestrate this on the universe's side? Because somebody is always working overtime to make sure that we meet the right people at the right time, and when we absolutely need them. All right. We are going to head to the phone lines right now. We've got Brooklyn in Manitoba, Canada. Good evening, Brooklyn, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. What can I do for you this evening?
I'm looking for direction right now. I'm feeling a little bit lost and just needing some guidance and kind of if there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel right now.
Okay. Is there a particular subject that you are looking to get guidance on?
Probably finances, family.
Finances and family. Okay. All right. Perfect. Brooklyn, let me just take a few minutes here to check in, and then I will be right back with you. And there'll be just a little moment of silence here as I do that.
Okay.
Okay, Brooklyn. Um, so they're showing me your family right now. It's interesting. What I'm being shown is it's almost like there's a rift in the family, and you're kind of standing in the middle, and then all this stuff is happening around you, and like in a I'm being shown like you're in a big circle, or you're in the middle of a circle and everybody is around you. And it's like they're chasing their tails. They're going round and round and round. And um, it's like what they're showing me is that you're taking on all of that energy. Um, and your guides are asking you to kind of take a step back a little bit from this, because you're absorbing all of this and taking it on as if it's yours. And they're saying that this is really about other people's stuff. Yes, yes, it affects you, of course, but that it's really not your responsibility to figure it out. Um, and that's what's putting a lot of pressure on you, a lot of weight on you. And so um, they're just asking for your own personal health and well-being to kind of step back and be from the vantage point of the observer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of.
Um,
I'm more, yeah, like I'm more thinking like I just feel as though I'm probably the one causing the issues.
I'm checking in to see what your loved ones have to say about that. It almost feels like they're looking for somebody to blame. And so as a result that you're taking on that energy. Is that true?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, because they're showing me that it's almost like they are looking for somebody to blame. And
Yeah,
it's almost like you have stepped up and go, okay, everybody, you can blame me. It's my fault. I'm sorry. And
yeah,
it's really not. Your loved ones
mm,
are saying it's really not. Um, so it's almost like they have to figure out how to solve those issues and how to solve those problems.
yeah, yeah. I
Um,
just, yeah, I don't know. Confused and right now.
yeah, because I mean, you're feeling all these feelings and emotions, and you're taking them on as your own. And so it's bringing you down even more. And so that's why they're saying you take a step back and get out of that energy, so that you can stay in your own energy. Okay. Um,
Okay.
and say, no, no, this is not my energy. And just send it into God's light and say, nope, you need to take this. This is not my energy. Release it from me. Okay. And you'll feel so much lighter when you do that. It's amazing.
Mhm.
So many of us take on other people's energies, take on the world, right? I mean, there was a few days that I was feeling heavy, and I'm like, "Wow, what am I feeling?" And I was getting, "It's the weight of the world," right? And I'm like, "Oh, no, 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 no. Don't need that," right? Return that. Send that into God's light. I don't need that right now. So
Mm,
that's what part of this is for you as well. Of course, you're going through your own stuff, right? So you don't need
mhm.
to take on somebody else's. And
Yeah.
um it's like what they're showing me. It's almost like, who were I can't think of the names in history, but the two famous families that were always fighting with each other, right? I can't remember their names.
Mhm.
But it's like
Mm.
that. It's like these families are at war with each other, and it's not your fight.
Mhm. I appreciate it.
So as you can kind of step back from that piece of it and let that be what it is. Um, I'm being told it's going to resolve itself on its own. Um,
Mhm.
might take a little bit, but it will eventually resolve itself
Yeah.
with the families. Um, hold on one moment. Let me see what else they're bringing through. Just a moment.
Thank you.
So, as far as the finances go, I keep feeling like there's an alternative means of um, of finances coming into you. I don't know if it's a secondary job. I don't know if it is if you're looking to start your own business, but I feel like there's like a secondary stream of something coming in for you.
Yeah.
Um, are you working on a business for yourself right now? Are
I
you
actually own
trying?
a business. I own a
Okay,
business.
okay. Because I feel like there's like a secondary. There's like they're showing me that there's something different coming in. So I don't know. Maybe it's a business development plan, something different that
Mm.
you might be offering. Or even a
Okay.
partner. Like maybe there's like a business partner coming in, but there's something
Mhm.
secondary coming in to help you to sort things out. They say.
Yeah.
Um, what is your business?
It's a salon.
I'm sorry, it's what?
A salon.
Oh, a salon. Okay, okay. So, do you have an open chair right now that you're
Yes.
looking at advertising of bringing something in? Okay. Okay. So that could very well possibly be where your secondary stream of income is coming in. It's just how they're
Mhm.
showing it to me, right? Um,
Mhm.
so if you're looking for somebody, if you're advertising for somebody, I feel like that that's coming through. So,
Yeah.
um, that should help alleviate some of the pressure that you're feeling, I'm being told. Um, give you
Yeah.
a space to be able to be balanced, right? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I
That
feel
would
like
be
that
nice.
person, yeah, it feels like that person is going to be coming in the next, month or two. Like it's not very far away. Um,
That would be nice.
so Yeah. So continue to keep up your, your advertising and you're talking about it and discussing it with people. I feel like there's a connection that like there's somebody that you're going to run into that's either going to know
Mhm.
somebody but it's a connection like that. It's not really going
Okay.
to be one that you're being advertised per se.
Mhm.
So yeah, so definitely, as you're meeting people, as you're seeing people, don't hesitate to talk to them about your business and what you're looking for and what you're doing. And I know that seems odd, because that's not something that you probably would just do out of the blue, but it's almost like you're
Yeah.
going to feel the urge to tell somebody and go, "Hey, did you know that, I'm looking for somebody," and they're going to say, "Oh,
Yeah.
well, wait a minute. I think I might know somebody," right? So it's like it's a
Mhm.
direct connection that that's going to happen um, just through kind of a casual conversation. Um,
Okay.
so Your loved ones are saying, don't be afraid to step out of that shell and say, hey, I'm looking for this. Can you help me? Right? Because some of the
Yeah,
best connections that we get um, are the connections that we make just by speaking with somebody, right?
yeah,
It's not the advertised, it's not somebody
yeah,
advertising,
exactly.
oh, yeah, it's about those connections. It's such a small world when you start thinking about all those connections.
Mhm.
Yeah. Is there anything else that I can help you with this evening?
I was more just looking for like how finances would be for my business and stuff like that. But um, yeah, I don't know. A lot to think about, I guess. I
Yeah.
appreciate it though.
Yeah, you're very, very welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
Okay. Next, we have Ariana in Minnesota. Arena. Good
Arena.
evening. Good evening, Arena. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. That-
How are you this evening?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. Well, what can I do for you this evening?
Um, I was just wondering if my husband or my dad had any messages for me.
Okay. Arena, I'm just going to take a few minutes here and tap into
Sure,
that energy. So there'll be just a moment of silence as I'm doing that, and I'll be right back.
no problem.
Okay, Arena, I feel like your dad has come through. He's saying, "Well, it's about time. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting to talk to you." Um,
Oh,
uh-huh. Yeah, I'm sure you're like, "Uh-huh, great. Thanks, Dad." Um, his it's like he had this question. It's like, he's like, "What are you doing?" Like it's this compassionate voice of question
yes,
of what are you doing? Um,
exactly.
it's
I can hear him saying that because I'm doing nothing with my life since I lost him and then my husband 2 years later.
okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That is really tough. Oh, my heart goes out to you. Um,
I could just hear my dad saying that to me.
yeah, just such compassion, such compassion.
Yeah.
He's ready for you to start moving and start moving forward. Um, he,
It's
he
hard. I can't.
I know. I know it's so hard when we lose somebody that we're so close to, because I can feel the closeness that you had with your dad. Um,
Yes.
it's very strong, and yeah, I feel that connection very much. Um, he wants you to know that he's always here with you. He has never left. He's just left in a physical form, right? That us humans recognize, and
I don't
he's
ever feel him around me or anything. I ask him for signs, and I don't get anything from him or my husband. I
sometimes
don't feel
when
I do.
what I'm getting is that you're still in some really deep grieving, which is understandable, absolutely understandable. And sometimes when we're in that deep grieving and they're showing me this to tell you that it's hard to pick up those signs. Um, it's because it's like our brain turns that piece of it off so that it doesn't hurt as much. And even though we so want to see the signs, We so want to see or feel them. It's too much for our nervous system to handle. And that's what I'm being shown for you right now. It's not always going to be this way. It's not always going to be this way. Once you get through this period of grieving, then you're going to be able to see the signs. You're going to be able to recognize the signs um, from them. Um,
Okay.
I'm seeing for you, I'm seeing a big white feather right now. And so what they're showing me is look for the white feathers. Okay.
Okay.
Um, they're gonna be dropping those for you to let you know that
Okay.
they're around. Okay. There's and
I will.
your
I
dad's
will definitely.
yeah, your dad's saying, and don't discount this. Okay. Don't say, oh well, there's birds all around me. Of course I'm gonna find a feather. He's saying,
And
no,
that's what I do too. With well, that's what I do with everything I think might be a sign.
yeah.
I'm
He's
like,
saying, no, no, no,
yes,
no.
and then
Yeah, he's saying, "Don't discount it. I'm right here. I'm dropping you hints." So take them,
okay, thank
okay? And then say, "Thank you for showing me. Thank you for being here." And as you do that, you're going to see more and more and more of them, right? Because it's now going to be in
okay,
your awareness, okay? So,
okay.
so yeah, he's saying, don't
Thank
discount it.
you,
Yeah.
thank you so
Um,
much for that.
yeah. You're welcome. He has so much love for you. I just want you to know that. And
He did too.
it's
He
just like
does, I guess.
it's like he has this big blanket and he's wrapping it around you. I mean, he's so protective of you. And once you get through this grieving stage and you have to take as long as you need to grieve to get it out. But he says he's wrapping you in this big blanket of protection, and he's always here to protect you. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
You're so welcome. We're coming down to the last few seconds of our show, so I have to say goodnight, but
Okay, I
your
really
dad just
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
you're welcome. You take good care.
Oh, you too. Thank you.
Okay. Well, that does it for me, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I hope you all have a wonderful week and weekend ahead of you, and we will see you again next week. If you would like to have a reading with me, please reach out to me on my website at wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. We'll see you next week.